Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The New Chapter. I am your girl, Susan, and I'm joined here with my co-hosts, Kamal and Davido. And today, we have a very special guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to introduce her to us?
Oh, okay. So today we have Yande. So Yande is the founder of Repkulture. And Yande is not just a founder, like she's a sister to me, you know.
Yes.
I've been knowing her for a long time. And the funny thing is, Yande started off like doing clothing for me, like my clothes was like, it was something else. But, but as she went on and on and on, now we are seeing improvement in her work. And she has done like a lot of work to like showcase African culture. So it's a privilege, it's an honor to have you here today, Yande.
Thank you, Kamal.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
So, if you guys didn't catch that, Yande is the creator and founder of Repkulture, Perth's very first African store, who just actually relocated. But she will tell us more about that very soon. She'll tell us more about that very soon. We're so excited to have you here to talk about everything. Your successes, your journey, your involvement in the community, everything along those lines. Yeah.
Firstly, sorry guys for being so late.
It's
But
okay.
thank you.
African time.
African
It's okay.
time. But yeah, no, we're out here upping the culture.
Yes.
For sure.
But for sure, hey. But yeah, thank you so much for the platform and really excited for, just to delve in.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Yande, first of all, what was your inspiration to actually motivate you to actually start the whole rap culture thing,
Yeah.
like brand?
Yeah. I think like rap culture was more of a passion to help young people in my community be cultural displacement. I wanted something that connected my African roots with
So,
my,
sorry, what culture is that from?
so culture just I'm Zambian.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I've been here for 15 years
15
and yeah, so
Okay.
it was pretty interesting because you grow up here and you learn Australian culture,
Yeah.
you adapt to Australian culture. When you go back home, everybody's asking you where you're from. You're like, I'm from here. When you come here, everybody's asking you where you're from. Right?
Yes.
So then there's no balance. Like you always feel displaced. You don't feel like you belong
You don't
anywhere.
belong. You're
Yeah,
something.
exactly. And even with African clothing as well, like the clothes that I had associated with African clothing were not fashionable at all.
Yes.
Like I would not wear it. My mom would be like the long dresses,
I understand that.
there's a
Yeah.
specific style.
Of
There's a
course,
specific
yeah.
style. So yeah, like it was just really crazy because like we'll just have all these like really daggy, like not fashionable. So growing up here, I think one thing that I wanted to happen was a brand that showed where we're from, but also shows where we are. We're African and Australian. We're not fully African. We're not fully Australian. We're a mixture of both. But now what rap culture has delved into now is being more about celebrating multiculturalism and celebrating culture. So it's not just about one culture, which is African culture. It's celebrating diversity in the fashion industry as well. So that's why I started. I just wanted to make an impact in that area.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I can remember, right, when I came to Australia in around 2011.
Yeah.
The African culture was in flourishing in Perth,
Yeah.
Everyone was scared to like even during African Day.
Yeah.
I'm seeing African rocking up in Western costume. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Like what's going on? Like it's like culture day. Like people need to showcase their own African, their own culture.
So it's like they were shy.
Yeah, we are. We
were
seeing
shy to
black
represent the culture.
kids.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, we are seeing black kids wearing like Western clothing and stuff like that, right? Even my sister, she had the whole suitcase full with African clothes, but she couldn't wear it, because at the time people weren't like embracing the African identity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now we're seeing like the people embracing the African food, the African, even the accent as well. Like you see people actually want to like dive into all these
Yeah,
like culture things
exactly,
too,
yeah.
which is like is very 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 like important
Yeah, and
in
you
a
see that
sense.
other cultures actually gravitate towards that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Africans are so crazy, but
Yeah.
now other cultures are trying to be like us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I've seen. Like I think with your brand, like I've seen like you have different models from different actually scene as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then you've used your African culture, your brand, to include other cultures into the brand as well.
Exactly.
Which is like you push beyond your limit,
Yes, yeah.
and that's a beautiful thing actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that we wanted it to be as
Yeah.
well. We didn't want it to just be something that excludes other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be something that involves everybody.
Yeah.
You know, because we aren't just we're not the only people in Australia.
Yeah.
There's
No,
so
for
many
sure,
others.
for
Yeah.
sure.
There's
So it's
so
like-
many
I
other
mean,
people.
Yeah.
It's like a clothing where people were scared to wear because of like this shy to wear like different occasions. Now you can wear those brands in every occasion.
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
occasion.
And
Like I
yeah.
went out.
Nice.
Was it last Sunday I went out
Yeah.
and I saw the brand. Your brand. I think it was someone was wearing. Like it was Lisa was wearing the brand.
Yeah.
And I saw it was like, this is so beautiful, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And it was
Yeah.
like in a fashion event, and I was like, this is like going beyond borders.
Yeah.
And that's how beautiful
for
it is,
sure,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
mean that's how it should
good.
be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Like sense of belonging, you know. Like
Belonging, yeah.
you have to value yourself before people value you, and I think that's what. I mean, you're doing great.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
We
we
see it
wanted
how
to
it work.
be.
So
Good.
what's the struggle behind, like how was like, you know, you have success, you have like difficult times, like what has been difficult times, like actually get the brand to actually stand up to where it is, and what your next step towards
The brand
moving
would
the
be.
brand, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's
because,
a good question.
Because it's like it's in the peak of where it is right now. So what the next step, and what has been the difficulties between creating the brand? Like what has been the
Yeah.
difficult part?
The difficult part.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the difficult part was maybe creating like systems. I think I was looking at it when I started Repkulture. I was just like, let's have fun, you know.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, we're just doing
Mm.
like, let's make some cool clothes, you know.
Going with the flow.
Yeah, going with the flow. But then also because I had a story behind the brand, I wanted people to understand the story, which was that we wanted to support businesses back in Africa. You know, we
Yes.
wanted to give back, but we also wanted to move forward here and you know support the culture here. So because I
Great
had that,
mindset.
yeah. So because we had that story, my branding was very much centered around that story, and also making clothing very wearable and fashionable. So I think that's maybe hit a spot in people's hearts because they're resonating with it. But in growing that, I think it's easy on the front end, but on the back end is creating the systems and things that actually build the brand, so that I'm not giving myself a job. I'm giving myself a brand that can grow on its own. You know?
Yes.
So now it's So I think that, and then also, you know, just when we were growing, I think it was just really hard sometimes because you just like I remember telling Kamal would have to come to my house, you know, to try clothes on, and then trying to find the right tailors that actually got styles, because not every tailor gets it.
Yes.
You know, so we're actually trying to find people that get how to design and get what designs that we want and how we want it to look. So finding those people, and then also then working with them in a way that benefits them and also benefits us. Because sometimes we'll order something, it gets here, it's not something that we would want to sell, and it's already arrived. So we're then trying to create processes that say, okay, look, you know, if when it gets here, if it's not, you know, in the certain way, we're penalizing you. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to create
Yes.
these systems so that they take it as seriously as you. Because at the end of the day, my brand is on the line. Yeah, I had a situation where there was a lady that I trusted. I was giving all my orders to this tailor. So this the tailor just didn't get it. So when the order came, I think that was my first like PR nightmare. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't plan for this.
Yep.
Yeah, she went on Instagram and she was blasting me, and I was just like,
wow.
oh my gosh. So then that was my first instance, and because of that, I've learned so much. I've learned that you know, just creating those systems and processes. But yeah, after that, I think because I've kind of had that experience, and also I've been learning the whole time. Now I'm literally just trying to not give myself a job. Like I'm just trying to build the brand, trying to create better products, create better connections and
Yeah.
create a better base back in Africa.
Yeah.
And then go from there and then just help rep culture be something that people can just vibe and resonate with, and it can just be beyond just Australia but go international. So yeah, so just taking it one step at a time. A friend told me that you just need to focus on the small things.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's easy to focus on like the big things. Or
Step by step,
yeah, like
Yeah.
oh my gosh, we can make $1 million. No, I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on just the small
The
things.
small
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, so that's me.
I think they said always start with the small things, step by step things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Compartmentalize
Yeah.
all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and I think it's
Exactly.
easy to lose focus and just start thinking about like oh yeah, no, like we're this brand. And I think also one big struggle can also be pride when you start, because
Yes.
people now are knowing us. So when you're walking through the streets, you have people with, oh my gosh, rap culture, what's
Yeah.
up? So and I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's me.
It's me.
Like,
It
no, but also I
Mm.
really have to like be very intentional about not being prideful. I really want to stay humble, because the people that are bringing me up is the same community that is around me.
Yes.
You guys are the ones that are supporting us.
Yeah.
So how dare I think that I can, look at myself as above anybody
Exactly.
else?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like saying your work ethic should be hard on yourself, but also stay humble as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. That's a good one.
Listen,
Wow.
yeah.
Drop the mic.
Oh, yeah. Drop it.
You can,
Yeah.
you can
It's
roll on.
facts. No, that's
All
good.
facts.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from your involvement within the community and stuff, how have you found the reception has been since starting Rep Culture?
It's been very mixed. I think it's really interesting. So I think the reception for a lot of people, like they're very excited.
Yes.
And I think even with the new store, this isn't just about us. It's about a celebration
Yeah.
of everybody. We're just really excited for the community in general. So we have a lot of people that are really excited about it, which is, I think that's the main response. People are just like, man, we're doing it.
Mhm.
Like, we
Yes.
are doing it. Like, we're moving. Like,
Yes.
we're getting there. You know what I mean? So, so I think everybody's very excited. Like, I think, like, that's pretty much the main
So
response
it's
I've
like-
received,
It's like she's the foundation of like having everyone involved into your brand. Like,
Yeah.
So like she doesn't have what should I say, only Africans embracing the brand, but beyond Africans as well. And that's a beautiful thing when you live in Australia as well.
Yes,
In a bigger community.
Yeah.
Like not only Africans, but an involvement of like a diverse race, diverse
Yes.
cultures.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
Yeah,
great.
well, I had a lady that came in yesterday, and she's Indian, and she was just like, I just love the fact that there's something different.
Something
you know?
different.
There's something different. Like, I just wanted, all I do is I go to these brands, and like, I just don't see any difference, and this is different, and I love
Yes.
that. And also, we try and like make our clothing as well. Like, we're still working on our sizing chart, but we're trying to make our clothing suit curvy women, because that's a majority of ethnic people, where we have small waist, big butt, like, like,
Yeah.
The Africans.
yeah.
Shit.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even like with this lady, that's the problem that she had. So she always has to go and adjust her clothes. But
sure.
because
And I
of
think
that,
that's the biggest thing in the fashion industry at the
Yeah.
moment is it's not suitable for people plus size 12.
exactly.
Let's just say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you start having issues where it's like it just doesn't fit.
It just doesn't
Yeah,
fit, doesn't
for
look
sure.
right.
Yeah.
The struggles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And this is something that we're trying to work on. Like,
Yes.
but we're really trying to tailor our clothes so that it's like it does suit
Yeah.
these body types. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but yeah.
So, you went to university, right?
Mm.
So, what did you study at university?
Sorry, I made a mistake when I went to uni. 'Cause I studied.
I mean, no, like the
no,
reason.
I studied hospitality because I thought
Yeah,
I was gonna
no,
go back to Africa.
The reason why, no. The reason why I asked that question is
Yeah.
because like now it's like your passion, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's something that you were made for, but like you didn't realize it until
Until
after uni,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and
Right.
which is that. I mean, it's but people. A lot of people say, oh, like okay, like you're good at this one, you're good at this one, right? But then you're still like, as human beings, we actually sit back and wait for our time to come.
Yeah.
And then we see like, okay, yeah, I was made for this thing.
Yeah.
I was made
Made
for this thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you see you're talking so much. You have so much passion for
Yes.
clothing and stuff like that. That's the reason why I asked that question.
Okay.
Yeah, what did you study at uni?
What did I study?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did marketing, hospitality, and
Mhm.
tourism.
Yeah.
Hospitality and tourism, we can just push that to the side. I was like,
Marketing works.
Marketing, I got a lot out of
Yeah.
it, right? But like hospitality, oh my gosh.
I mean, you gotta be or you gotta be welcome. You know how to welcome your guests.
wasn't it.
So it's
No, I did it to
Oh,
make,
wow.
I did it to make my dad proud. Like, you
Oh.
know, I was
You
like, Dad,
No.
don't worry. Like when I come back home, like we'll do it. Hospitality and tourism.
So what's your
Yeah.
dad response now with you not doing hospitality, but
Well,
focusing on fashion?
he's very proud, but at the start he was like, "What are you doing?" He's like,
African friend.
yeah, he's like, if this isn't working, just come back home, you know, because especially when it's like you're building your brand and like he's asking you, so how much money do you have in the bank? So you want to
He's curious.
you want to do this? How much money do you have in the bank? You know, because if you're not doing that, you know, you might as well just come back home. You know, and it's just coming from a fatherly heart where he's like,
Fatherly, yeah.
you know, he
Yes.
just cares so much and he just wants me to do well. So I did that. And he was telling all his friends and he was just like, yeah, my daughter's doing hospitality and tourism, you know. She's going to be back.
A proud
you know,
dad.
Yeah.
to help us. He's going to be back to
child.
help us with our
Did they
business.
tell everyone to
Yeah.
come in here?
That's the conversation every day. She's coming back.
She's coming back.
Yeah.
Is she coming back on home? She coming back. I'm gonna tell her what?
She's coming different, yeah?
Yo, bro, do you know how much I'm making Africa like probably $5?
Took me to Brother Hotel.
Oh, okay. So I have a question for you.
Wait, I didn't even finish answering. Come on.
Oh, you don't
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that, so I eventually, I eventually worked for like as a team leader in a hospitality company. I literally spent 3 months working full time, and I was like, this is not my life.
This is not
And
my
I quit. And then after that, like, just decided, I didn't even know how I came about Repkulture, but then I think because I just have passion for community, I have passion for people, and I have passion just to serve. So then that's essentially how I got into that. But marketing is definitely a huge thing because I understand the brand so much better through those eyes.
What do I want to say? So, what will you like with your brand and your marketing ideas and your so much ideas you've got from like building the brand to where you are and your next step? Like, what will you tell someone who like say starting something, a brand, and want to create a brand, and like, what will they do to actually gain exposure with the brand and also gain confidence of building the brand and don't lose up and be more disciplined with the brand? Like, what would you tell someone starting the brand if maybe so with limited ideas?
Okay, fair. Like, I think sometimes one thing, there's this guy called Vusi Tembakwai. He's
Oh yes, it's South African.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
amazing. Like, and he's very good with, you know, sharing brand strategy and growth. So like, when I was listening to him, one thing that he keeps on repeating is, what problem are you solving? You know, like what are you trying to build in the consumer's mind that your brand is gonna, you know, like is gonna solve for them? You know, because sometimes I think we just create something, but what problem are we solving? Like, what problem are you trying to solve in this area? And then once you do start, like, and once you found like an adequate problem, is it needed? And then, you know, then if you know that this is like an idea that can work, I think just to be consistent. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes people don't believe in your brand. Sometimes people don't believe in you. And because for me, for example, I'm young, so people just kind of take for granted the fact that because I'm young, you know, people will come to the store and be like, so these prices are too expensive, discount. You know what I mean? Just because I'm young, you know?
Take advantage of
Yeah,
that.
and they try and take advantage of that. And you actually have to stand
Firm on it.
Stand firm and just keep going because it doesn't happen overnight. And I think also like social media definitely gives us that idea that things happen so quickly. It doesn't. You just have to stay consistent and you just have to keep pushing. Yeah.
But when we talk about supporting, I mean, like you brought up like a very very interesting like a point. When we talk about supporting African businesses in Perth, right? A lot of time, most people say that okay, because like a lot of people start off with like the price is like very low, like probably like next to, for instance, like I'm going to get my hair cut for like $15, right? And then this person become like well known and a lot of people knows him, and then he put the price up to like $30, right? I feel like that is a problem as well.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's a huge jump from 15 to 30, right? We came to support you, but in as well you have to be considerate of us, the customers as well, because like we are here to support you, but at the end of the day, that if we feel exploited by you, the business owner, it's not because you are African, right? But you have to be fair to as well, and we have seen it a lot of time within African businesses in Perth. Not with Repkulture, I don't know, but I've seen it with other people. It has happened to me before, like where like I was going to get my hair cut to this guy, and then like every time like the prices, it's just increasing. Like for why you increasing price? Like when because the reason why when people increase price is because maybe like there's some commodity, maybe like they think the material you're using has been increased on the market, right? Then then you give me a concrete reason why you actually increase the price. But I can't just walk up and tell me, because what if I only have $15 to cut my hair, right? And then you come and tell me say $25. Now I'm embarrassed. I'm shorting $5, right?
They said
no, we have to be honest.
Price yesterday. It's not today's. Yesterday is not today's price.
No. I know. But you have to give your customer. If not, you have to give your customer the reason why 100%. You are increasing your price. Because most people they base on like the popularity, right? Sure, once the popularity goes up, then the price increases. It happened with this brand in America. I think where a lot of people were actually buying it. Even Beyonce was buying it.
Telfa.
Yeah, exactly. And what I like what he did though. He said although this brand is popular, a lot of people but the price is still the same.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And a lot of people apply for that because like it doesn't mean that it's popular, so the price has to increase.
Because Beyonce bought a bag.
Exactly.
Listen, as soon as Beyonce bought a Telfa bag,
sold
out every single day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch myself a Telfa bag. Every day.
But she mentioned saying the price is still the same.
He's a Liberian guy as well, and he said like I'm not gonna change the price. It's gonna stay the same. I really applaud him for that because like a lot of black businesses when they become popular. They increase the price, which is like people have problem with it within our community. I feel like it's something that we actually need to address as business owners
But then I also want to say, people who are so like Africans who are actually who are buying other brands, other clothing brands, should always show the level of support to the African brands as well.
No, of course.
They're buying like different clothes and like the Armani, the Gucci's, the Fashion Novas, and pretty little things. To show the same support to these brands, these sisters, because like these are the ones you actually can relate to.
I agree with you, but these brands are all worldwide brand, like it's worldwide. You're not going to like compare yourself with like Gucci.
No, you're not comparing yourself.
Or you just coming up. So if you want to compare yourself with Gucci and all this one, then you will have problem, right?
Yeah.
Because these people, right, they already have made them name for themselves. When they're selling the brands now, like something like that, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't increase the price. You can increase the price, but when you know that when you reach certain level, right? You did marketing before. When you reach certain level, your brand speaks for yourself. So even like we increase the price, people don't really care anymore. They will walk up to something.
Gucci don't care.
Like for Yande right now, like I would walk up anytime if his jumper was like $100, right? I won't hesitate, or $150. I won't hesitate to buy it, right? Because I know like I'm buying the brand now. I'm not buying the material anymore, right? And stuff. Of course, So like as she progress in the future, like people actually buying your brand. So at the end of the day, you still have to be humble. You don't want to compare yourself with those big brands.
I think that's the biggest thing is that a lot of these brands pride does come into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of small businesses, as soon as they reach some level of success, pride does get in the way, and they're like, let me just increase.
The humbleness goes away.
The humbleness goes away. I also think another big issue that we do have, and I understand what you're trying to say, but I think African businesses need to value their businesses more.
Yeah, because that's a big thing as well. Because like for me, when I started, my pricing, I was barely making a profit. You know, so like you price it that much, but you're not making enough.
Anything,
and it's not covering overheads. Like you're paying rent.
Yes.
And you're selling.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not covering.
It's not enough. Yeah.
You know, and sometimes like that's the thing, because the African community does not like spending.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think we do like spending.
Yeah.
On external external brands.
Yeah. The moment they see somebody that's like them, they're wondering why
they want cheap prices. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like Africans, we buy fashion brands a lot. So when it comes to like, the same African brands, you have to make sure you support the brands. The same effort you put into the other brands as well.
And so we're not discrediting what you're saying, because what you're saying is also correct. But I think as African brands, we do need to have that value that, especially once you have a name and you have a brand, right? The game is different now. You have to value yourself enough that you're not charging $50 anymore. You can increase that because you've established that. But if you're a small business out here and you haven't established anything,
no, it's a reason. We all know the materials. We all know. We all know the materials that you're actually using, right? We know that if your brand is improving, we can tell. We will know that, like, okay, the cloth that you were using is not the cloth before. Like you right now, right? What you're using is not what you're using before, right? You have exactly. Even your design now you're doing that. You grow from it, right? That's what I'm saying. As you progress, right? People see.
Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Yeah, of course. No. But no. Hey, David. So tomorrow price should go along with the service and the quality.
That's it.
And the material.
100%.
You know, and that's my problem.
100%.
Like I said already, I don't mind buying like 150 or jumper from Yande anymore, because I've seen her design is very quality.
The quality of it.
Yeah, I've seen, and I want to wear it too, and rip the culture as well. So I don't mind.
Guys,
but
I remember there was a story where Kamal tried to buy a jacket from me way back, man.
At that time, we're in the garage.
It was back in the day, he came and was like, he bought this jacket. And then he tried to wear it. And you can tell somebody's eyes.
I was so disappointed, but you know why? I was like, you know what?
We move.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Yande, you just started in.
Yeah.
And I know you're new into this business.
Yeah.
But you will grow one day.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed. I still came back and bought some few things from her. I didn't discredit her. I said, why I was expecting this and you did this, right?
Sure,
but I was wearing it. You got like people like Jesse Kwase out there. You say, oh, what? This is a bathrobe. And I said, oh, how much did you pay for it? I said, 150. I was like, oh my God, man. But you know what? I was like, okay, I'm not going to listen to everyone, right? I don't really care about people's opinion. I'm just here to support, because my support will actually benefit her in the future. And that's the reason why I'm saying I'm very proud of her. We always have this conversation because I know where she come from and like where she are now. Because last week I went to her store, a new store in the city, and I was very impressed the store, and I saw like huge improvement. And I told her, I said, Yande, you came from here to here, and now like everyone knows you. Like all you have to do is to stay humble.
I think she comes
and
from
continue your hard work.
She was disciplined. It's discipline of like what she wanted. She didn't want to be in the same place for a long time. She wanted like transcend to the next level. And that was all come with discipline, like your mindset. Like even though you might not like what you want to do, but you actually have to do it to make things work out.
And I don't even think I had like a level that I wanted to get to. I think I was just moving because I had a passion and I
Sure.
wanted people to
See,
experience that. Like I wanted people just to be proud of who they were.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's like because I kept going with that and that was what was driving me. Everything else came with it.
that's beautiful.
You know, so I
Yes.
never had to really be like, oh, this is the stage that I want to go to.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to have a shop.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't expect myself to be.
There was no
one.
limits.
Yeah, there was no. I just didn't know that I was gonna be here. You know, I thought I was gonna be in Africa, like. You know,
Like,
Yeah.
they don't want you to be.
Yes, yeah, but you know, I don't think I can't say I had a vision and I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, rep culture, wow, like you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just had a
Yeah.
passion, and then that's where it's gotten me.
Yeah.
That's great. I think we're happy.
So,
we were so happy for you.
in the
Yeah.
issue of now
Thank you, guys.
success right
Yeah.
now, do you feel like you have achieved a lot in where you want to see yourself?
Yes and no. I think it's a tough one, hey, because on one hand I'm like I'm very excited, and like I think I'm very surprised with how far we've come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I think there's definitely a lot more to
Lots
learn.
more to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot more to do
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Like I think we with the new collection that's coming, I think that's the best one we've done so far. Like even the content and everything the way that we've done it is definitely the best we've done so far.
Yeah.
You know, and like this has been like 3 years in, so I think we're still kind of learning, and we've only just solidified our branding.
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah,
so
but-
we're still going.
It's like she don't want to get too comfortable. She want to just move beyond that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of
Ah,
course. Like in
yeah.
business, it's all about
You don't-
learning.
learning every
And
day.
you have to learn new things because if
Yeah.
you just stick to
Comfortable.
your
Comfort
what
zone.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
then your brain gonna like decline
Yeah,
because
sure.
like it's gonna die out because like
Yeah.
every day there's a new trend, there's a new thing.
There's a
and
new
it's
thing.
all about adapting to like new
Yes.
system, new
New
system, new
systems,
things,
yeah.
and what the people want as well.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, so
yeah.
it's a learning process, and I
Yeah.
think that is very good.
It's
Like
going
you
beyond,
have
she's
that.
going beyond that. You know,
Yeah.
beyond, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning process.
No.
And like sometimes you just have to be around people that make you realize, man, I'm still behind. Like
Yeah, of course.
It's a lot to learn.
Of
It's a lot to go.
Yeah.
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 There's
You
a lot
need
of
people to
you-
mentor you, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
see them and say, oh yeah, like they are here and I'm gonna learn like what it could be like the tactics, the strategy, the marketing strategy or whatever they're doing. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
learn it and,
Yeah,
and
sure.
improve myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you got like other people, young people coming after you who's gonna take over like you too and see what
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
too. So it's like
Yeah.
you learn from other people and other people learn from you too.
That's true.
So I want to say, do you have like people working for you, like employees? Or,
I don't have employees per se. Actually, I probably do. I have a team.
Yeah, your
And
team.
yeah, like so I have a designer, and then I've been working with a photographer, videographer, and then I have like other people in my team as well that they're just there and they're important aspects of my team. I just recently got my cousin to start helping us with like our financial side.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
recently graduated,
Yeah.
but then the next step is obviously then we're gonna then start going into getting. It's a lot of work. It's just trying to get what's it called, the workers' compensation.
Oh
all
yes,
of that.
all of those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
through the Fair Work Australia.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
literally just got contracts with them and they work. But then for them, this is more their baby as well.
Yeah.
So we've literally been sowing into this for the past 2 years.
Yes.
And now we're starting to see the fruit.
Yeah.
So-
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, and
So
they're all getting rewarded.
Yeah. So are you thinking of just sticking to clothing brand, or are you planning on like expanding your craft into different places?
Is
So
that-
because-
That's a lot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been a
Yeah.
journalist and
Yeah.
yeah. But like, we want to know, like,
like what if I would do.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm passionate about business and ideas, right?
yeah.
So I think I would be looking at, I do have other ideas of what I want to do, but I think right now I just
Step by step.
step by step.
Yeah,
by
step by
focusing on
step.
that
That's
culture.
yeah.
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 So once it's become where you want it to be, and then you can say,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let me
Yeah.
go somewhere else again
And
and
start doing
explore
my
new
thing.
ideas and say, that's good.
That's true.
Exactly.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's the
Yeah.
plan.
That's great.
Yeah.
In all honesty, though, thank you so much for coming out today. We've learned a lot, and
Yes.
hopefully our audience have also learned a lot about your
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Just before we wrap up, did you have any encouragement for the youth who actually want to go into business, but maybe too nervous or too scared?
Yeah.
And also, feel free to shout out your business
No,
as
no.
well.
Shout out to
it's
my
not-
people.
it's not only about like business as well.
It's
just,
not.
It's just anything as young people, because sometimes like we get our parents from like external sources who's actually putting pressure on us to do things that
We don't want to do.
we don't want to do. Or sometimes you feel like, okay, this thing is good for me, but then in the future you say,
It won't
okay,
be-
no, like I can
Yeah.
do something. I can do something different, and I can make a name for myself.
Something
You know
more
what I mean?
valuable to you.
Yeah, so it's very
Okay.
important
Yeah.
for the young people.
Yeah, like I think you just have to start. Like, sometimes your parents maybe need to see that you're serious about what you're doing. Because I think for me, my parents saw how passionate I was, and
Yeah.
eventually they started investing in my business.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
true.
Because they saw how dedicated I
Dedicated,
was.
yeah.
But at the start, they were like, bruh, like
was
this
scared.
was not the plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, but because you're like, so I think obviously discipline. You just keep going, just start. Like
Yes.
it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be perfect. I think a lot of things that I see with young people is that they're trying to make it this perfect.
Perfect. Perfectionism is
Yeah.
killing us.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
like,
need
it's like
to
they don't
be-
want to fail. Like you have to.
Yeah, like you want to make sure
like
that
they're trying to tailor it.
things-
Yeah, like I have
Yeah.
this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll move from here, and then I'll do that.
Yeah.
But if you just start, then
Yeah.
everything like you can plan as much as you want.
No,
But
for sure.
even people say business plans they don't work out in reality.
Yeah,
So
sometimes. Yeah.
like you can plan your business, but it's not
doesn't
gonna look like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
literally only find out what's actually working once you start, and the more you like put that off, then
But
you just
do you have time to rest a little bit? Because like I mean we live in a what's it called now, like in an environment people want more, like more success, more money, more everything. So now they forget the mental health. You know what I mean? To rest themselves, or time for the family, or time for the friends. So do you, as a business owner, like you're actually doing so much of everything right now? So like, how do you balance your personal life and
and
your
my mental health.
your mental health
Well,
and your business? as
Yeah,
well?
well, like I hang out with you, so
Yeah,
like.
for sure. Hey, Dr. Kamal, yeah, yeah, because you learn, yeah.
but
You
to
learn
be
from your
fair,
doctor, right?
Yeah, I know, but like I just
Yeah.
want the people to
To
know,
be-
you
to
know, how.
Okay. So for me, I think like I definitely have had to set boundaries. Like I'm introverted, but people think I'm extroverted, and I'm really trying to like push that message out that I'm actually introverted. So like I really just need my space. Like I literally block time out where I will be in my room doing nothing, just chilling
By yourself.
Whoa.
by myself.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Like literally writing.
With the red wine.
Yeah, with the literally, I just write.
Yeah.
I literally just set time aside because before I would get burnt out. And
Yeah.
like, because I'll just keep on doing. And most of the time, people will be like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, sure. Hey, you want to do this? Yeah, sure. Like, so I'm doing everything every night. And like, I've realized you just have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
And also, you don't need to see everybody every week,
Yeah, no.
which was my issue. So now I'm like, I literally plan my calendar so that I know, okay, this is me
She
time.
need a space of
Yeah.
peace of mind.
Yeah, because you need to
Yeah.
create that space.
No, for
Not
sure.
everybody
That's so
should
true.
have access to that
Yeah.
space, right?
Yeah.
And like even just for me, peace of mind. But for some people, it might be just being around family. Sometimes
Yeah.
like me being with my aunt and my uncle, I literally sit there for hours with them, and that feeds my soul.
Feeds your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just know when I need to stop, but also when I go home, I'm sleeping. Kamal knows that, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, I love my
Hey,
sleep.
Sleep is
important.
life.
Sleep is
No,
life.
it is.
life.
It is.
Sleep is important.
Yeah, sure. So yeah.
You need to sleep.
Yeah, so just take care of yourself.
Okay. That's good
Thank you
advice.
for that.
We
That's
take that
good.
into
We'll
consideration.
take it. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming out today.
Aw.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys, for having me.
We've learnt a lot from you.
Well, I've learned a lot from you guys as well.
Can I just give shout out?
Yeah.
So I want to give shout out to Executive. It's a brand of I actually model for a bit.
Look at this
Yeah.
guy.
I also want to give shout out to Mobanga Culture as well.
Yes.
They're
it's
like
actually
very
good.
involved.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I love
Very,
it. Yo,
They're
keep,
very
keep-
involved in the community as well.
Yeah.
No, that guy, like, I love his vibe. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
very like friendly,
Friendly.
Yeah, he is.
relaxed. You know, like he's always encouraging people. Like,
To
he
come
really-
in, yeah.
like me, I don't know how to dance. Dancing is not my passion. But like the way he actually like talk to you, like the way he actually approach you, it makes you want to come back
Encouragement,
always.
yeah.
Yeah, it encourages you to actually like do things that other you think you can't do. So like I really appreciate it, like him. Like, yeah.
I also want to give shout out to Alishani. Alishani just started a brand.
Yeah.
Is it called by Alish? Was it called? How do you pronounce it?
I don't know the brand, but like shout out to Alishani. She just came out with a new clothing brand as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big works. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Also, a big shout out to Sa. There's a guy called Sa. He's Baba as well.
Ooh.
So like for them, those guys are actually doing very well in the community as well,
Sure,
and they're very very like inspirational,
Yes.
and they're very encouraging. So like keep up the good work.
Yes.
And thank you for the love and support every day. You guys embrace us as well, and
For
just
sure.
keep it up. And
Yeah.
also thank you to Yande for coming into this as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and just shout out to all the African businesses in Perth, in Australia, and around the world. I
And
mean,
different brands.
Is
as well, and, people
I
just
know
do it.
it's very hard to like represent Africans. Sometimes we got headache, but thank you guys for like keeping up with our bullshit and our nonsense. But you always like represent us, and we are proud of you. It could be like OAC or Repkulture or just other brands that we don't even
That
know.
we don't know,
Like,
yeah.
even food shops and as well. Like like food is very important as well. Like imagine coming from Africa, you used to your African food and coming to Australia. You can't eat.
Yeah.
So like they all have like they all have play like an important role in our lives every day.
In
So we
different
really
occasions,
like
yeah.
in different ways. So like we really appreciate you
Yeah.
guys for doing
Just
that.
keep it up.
So
you
yeah,
know?
shout out
Keep
to
it
all
up.
businesses in Perth,
Yeah.
and shout out to Repkulture. Would you like to
Yeah.
tell us where can we find you? Where can we
Yeah.
find your store, social
Yeah.
media, everything?
Social media.
Yes.
So you can find us on @Repkulture or on Facebook. It's @Repkulture AU.
Yeah.
And then our store is in the NX building just off Hay Street Mall.
Yes,
So,
which is located in Perth
in
City.
City.
So no excuses for you people
Big move.
going
Big
to
move.
Culture
So
King.
if you're from Melbourne or Sydney or anywhere you come from, just come into Repkulture.
Just go to the
Yes.
NX.
It
Come
is.
through, come through the
Facts.
NX.
Come,
Yes.
rep the culture.
Yeah.
Love it.
And the NX is a nice building too.
It's really nice.
It's nice.
Woolies
Yeah.
is downstairs, so I live in Woolies now. So
Yeah.
Yes, the
Hey, Willie.
Hey, good and shout out.
Oh,
big
I wanna shout out-
corporations.
I
Good and shout out.
no,
No,
shout out
yeah,
to
the
Woolies.
great-
Oh, sorry.
That's a big for that, man.
There's a cultural center downstairs.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, but thank you so
God.
much for coming out
Thanks,
tonight.
guys.
And thank you all for listening. Hope you guys took a lot. Make sure you follow us on Instagram on the New Chapter Podcast.
And we'll be on the Spotify as well.
Yep, and we're also on Spotify and on YouTube
On
as
YouTube.
the same name, the New
Yeah.
Chapter Podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. See ya.
Ta-ta.